Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been seeing all your comments on TikTok asking me for reviews analysis for this one. So today, it's finally happening. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now let's not delay any further and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer, a seasoned IT systems engineer with extensive experience in networking, provides a comprehensive review of this mesh Wi-Fi system. Our reviewer initially focuses on the common problem of Wi-Fi dead zones, highlighting the frustration of weak signals impacting devices like security cameras, and even hindering the ability to access the internet in less than ideal locations. Previous attempts to resolve this, including adding a secondary router and employing a Wi-Fi extender, proved unsatisfactory, leading this client to explore mesh Wi-Fi technology. This client explains the concept of mesh Wi-Fi in a relatable way, comparing the signals relay between multiple nodes to a network of people passing along a message. This analogy effectively illustrates how the system seamlessly expands coverage throughout a home. After researching various mesh systems, including several popular competitors, our reviewer initially chose a different product, driven by its reputation for ease of use and strong performance. However, this choice encountered compatibility problems with certain smart home devices, specifically security cameras and a smart thermostat, that could not consistently connect to the 2.4 GHz frequency. These compatibility challenges ultimately led this client to return that product and explore alternatives. The subsequent adoption of this particular mesh Wi-Fi system proved to be the successful solution. Our reviewer meticulously details the technical aspects, particularly the difference between 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequencies, and the compatibility issues that arise when a single SSID broadcasts both. The ability to configure separate SSIDs for the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequencies, although not readily apparent in the standard app interface, proved crucial in resolving the compatibility issues experienced with the previous product. This key feature allowed this client to assign their older 2.4 GHz only devices to the appropriate network, ensuring seamless connectivity. This client stresses the value of this configuration option, especially when compared to the lack of it in the initially chosen product. While largely positive, this client did point out a few minor inconsistencies observed. Occasional temporary disconnections of nodes, despite continued device connectivity, and an incompatibility with wired connections to certain network switches were noted. This client mentions contacting customer support and the subsequent resolution of the switch issue, emphasizing the proactive and helpful support received. Despite these minor issues, the overall assessment highlights the extensive coverage, reliability, and strong performance delivered by the system, including the ability to maintain a weak connection even at a considerable distance from the main node. This client's experience also underlines the importance of considering the device compatibility aspects of mesh Wi-Fi networks when making a purchasing decision. The reviewer concludes with strong recommendations, emphasizing the product's superior performance and advanced configuration options.
All right, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer details their experience setting up a new tri-band mesh Wi-Fi system. Our reviewer, someone with prior experience in home networking, found the initial setup relatively straightforward, though they acknowledge that the process might present more of a challenge for those lacking such a background. This client emphasizes the importance of preparation, suggesting that even experienced users should take notes of the unique identifiers found on each unit's label before beginning installation. These identifiers, while initially seemingly unimportant, become crucial for troubleshooting and identifying specific nodes within the network later. The small print on these labels necessitated the use of a magnifying glass, highlighting a minor point of inconvenience. The packaging itself received praise for its user-friendly design, featuring a magnetic closure rather than tape or seals. This client found the included instructions clear and comprehensive, although they chose to pre-read instructions from the manufacturer's website before proceeding with the smartphone app-based installation. The app itself was highlighted as a vital component, providing a step-by-step guide and eliminating the need for a PC. The reviewer specifically appreciated the app's ability to communicate with the manufacturer's servers via cellular connection, a valuable feature during the initial setup phase. During the setup, our reviewer established a new network name and password, recommending that users create these credentials beforehand. This client utilized a random password generator to maximize security, a wise precaution given the proximity of other Wi-Fi networks in their neighborhood. The installation of the first unit took approximately 10 to 15 minutes, after which adding the subsequent units proved significantly easier and faster. After the successful completion of the installation, this client experienced greatly improved Wi-Fi signal strength and speed compared to their previous single router system. This client connected numerous devices to the new network, a process which admittedly required considerable effort in entering the newly generated password multiple times. Despite this somewhat repetitive task, our reviewer expressed overall satisfaction with the improved connectivity and the system's stability during the initial 3 days of use, highlighting its reliability and improved performance over their previous system. This client concludes by expressing their strong impression of the system's capabilities and ease of use, once the initial setup hurdles had been navigated.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer details their experience upgrading their home network from an older wireless router to a 2-node mesh Wi-Fi system. Our reviewer's home, a 2-story house of considerable size, previously relied on a router that performed adequately with a lower speed internet connection. However, after upgrading to gigabit internet service, this client found their existing router significantly bottlenecked performance and lacked sufficient coverage throughout their home. The decision was made to invest in a mesh Wi-Fi system to address both speed and coverage deficiencies. This client conducted extensive testing, comparing the performance of the new mesh system to their previous router in various locations throughout the house, both on the same floor as the internet connection and on the lower floor. In every test, the mesh system delivered substantially faster download and upload speeds. These improvements were particularly noticeable in areas furthest from the main router node, highlighting the system's enhanced signal strength and ability to effectively beamform the signal. The addition of a second node further amplified the performance, especially on the lower floor, demonstrating the benefits of the mesh network's ability to extend coverage. Even with only a single node in operation, the new system significantly outperformed the older router in all test scenarios. Our reviewer notes that while their previous router might have sufficed with a lower speed internet connection, the upgrade proved necessary to fully leverage the capabilities of gigabit internet. Beyond quantitative measurements, this client also reported a marked improvement in the qualitative aspects of their internet experience. Applications responded faster, videos streamed more smoothly, and overall network responsiveness was dramatically enhanced throughout the house, garage, and yard. Prior to selecting this particular mesh system, this client explored alternative options. Another system was considered, but compatibility issues with their internet service provider ultimately led to its return. Our reviewer also mentions a different system as a potentially superior alternative, based on published reviews. However, the final decision to purchase this specific mesh system was based on factors such as aesthetics and pricing. The initial setup process presented some minor challenges, notably with the app's design and responsiveness. This client found the instructions somewhat unclear, as the visual cues for proper setup were not easily discernible, leading to initial confusion. Additionally, The app itself was deemed slow to load, and the user interface was criticized for its poor font choices. A minor software bug was also encountered during the setup of the second node, requiring a workaround to establish the mesh network connection. While this issue was resolved, this client hopes it will be addressed in a future software update. Overall, despite these minor issues, this client considers the upgrade a resounding success. The improvements in speed and coverage have made a significant difference in their home networking experience, allowing them to fully utilize their gigabit internet service. The increased speed and responsiveness of the network have resulted in a noticeably better user experience. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.